It's time for me to leave the set now because Yemi and Femi are getting ready to throw me out. They'll be going courtside. But let's leave you with some highlights of how U.S. Won the FIBA World Cup. Then you go courtside with Yemi and Femi on Sports Tonight.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is Courtside. Comes your way every Thursday on Sports Tonight. My name is Yemi Adebayo. We have a lot lined up for you tonight. But first, let me introduce to you my partner on the show tonight, and that's Femi Adefeso. Femi, let me welcome you to Sports Tonight this lovely Thursday evening.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's great to talk. Great night to talk basketball as usual. And there's a lot on the show tonight.
All right. Well, let's start from the continent and a little of basketball administration and talk about former sports minister of Mali and president of FIBA Africa, that's Aman Niang, is now being appointed into the FIBA Central Board, not just FIFA Africa now, to the Central Board. That's Africa spreading its tentacles far and wide.
Yeah, yes, and that's very cheering news for Africa. Yeah. He's going to be the first vice president, of the Central Board. Of course, the Central Board will be headed by the president of FIBA himself, who is new, he's Argentine by name, and of course, he's starting his administration, with the board meeting that was held, in Madrid, in Spain. His name is Horacio Muratore. He's Argentine, he's the FIBA president, there. So he's looking good, for Africa in that state, in the terms that, this man actually served, in the financial, board for FIBA Africa before he graduated to become
well-experienced man.
Yeah, for being the sports minister in Mali too,
it counts for something.
Yeah, it counts a lot. So I think in that state, it may be good news for us. You never can tell, how they can be able to harness, some of the things worldwide and narrow it down to Africa. Okay. Always seen as one of the developing countries when it comes to basketball, but there's no denying the fact that a lot of talents are in Africa. So it's time to throw the spotlight, and I'm really glad this man is actually up there at the moment.
Okay, well, still talking about FIBA Africa now, let's talk about our team. And you've been following First Bank for a while. They've been in the news all through last week. I mean, you were telling us some things about their preparation. They're in the news that they're intensifying preparation for the African Women's Championship. We heard they're in Benin Republic now?
Yes, the good news getting to me is that they are currently, in Cotonou, Benin Republic in the training camp. They are trying to intensify training. They want to play a couple of friendlies. They've been in camp for close to about 3 weeks now. Okay. So they want to start, getting some tough knocks and seeing what to do. I spoke with the coach, just before they went, and he said he wants to see how well the tactics and all the training they've been going through, is going to actually, shape up at the end of the day when they meet tough opposition. And not forgetting the fact that they'll be playing actually francophone countries, at that level. So why not expose yourself to teams of that nature, at the moment.
The way they've gone about the preparation, is interesting.
Yes.
They seem to be doing the right things.
Exactly. They're putting things in place. And that's the beautiful thing about, the organization of the First Bank Basketball Club. They've been able to put things together. Immediately after the league, they didn't go to sleep. I think they had just about 2-3 weeks break, and they came back to camp. Although it was a bit light, but they didn't let the girls go home and just go and relax, because they knew a bigger task is ahead. They really want to win. And that's what the coach is saying, that they've done this before and they want to do it again, and they want to represent Nigeria, you know, in the best way possible, because they've been out of the continent for a very long time. It's been first deep water, you know, but now they want to come.
Now
and
they have the
do well.
opportunity. Let's hope they use it well. Well, the men's basketball competition has not allowed us to focus on the ladies. But now that that is out of the way, it's 8 days to go to 2014 FIBA Women's Basketball Championship. And just about, 8 days. It's interesting. 2 African teams there.
Yeah.
And in this one, Femi, it's going to start next week. What do you see from the Africans? I mean, we have to look at it from the African perspective. Then again, you still want to look at the favorites, the well-organized teams like US and all. But for Africans,
I'm a bit worried for the Angolans. I'm worried because they are taking a tough draw again. You know, just like the male team did, you know, in the World Cup. They have a very good team. They are very experienced. Perhaps a little bit up the
throw some of the
in
names
age.
out. I'm looking at it. And
Yeah,
I'm scared.
they're in Group D again, just like the males, and they will be against China, Serbia, US.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think if you watch the male World Cup, you just look at it. That
gives you an idea.
USA played in the final against Serbia, so that's like 2 top
in a
teams
group
there.
of death.
And you have China, you know, who is also very formidable when it comes
Strong
to
force.
You know, women and basketball. But it's going to be tough for Angola there. So it's not looking too good.
Let's look at our other
Mozambique, Mozambique has Canada, they have France and Turkey. Tough group too, very tough, because the Canadian team very organized, and the Turkish side too. You know, they have when it comes to the female basketball, they are one of the top teams, you know, in female basketball. But let's say I goes for them. But in Group A, we have Brazil, Czech Republic, Japan, and Spain. You know, Group B, I just said that, Canada, France, Mozambique, Turkey. We have Australia, Belarus, Cuba, and South Korea in Group C. Of course, Angola in the group of death with China, USA, and Serbia, you know, in the group.
All right, maybe.
I think that's why it's D. Group of death.
For the Angolans, I don't know. It will be real. It will be a surprise if they can make it out.
Yeah, it will.
Of this one. But let's look at the rankings recently released. Let's start with the Africans, and there's an interesting conclusion I want us to draw from this. Hopefully, it might come up. But looking at the rankings, Angola, as far as FIBA is concerned, Angola still the best basketball playing nation on the African continent, followed by Tunisia, Nigeria, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, and Morocco, in that order.
Yeah, top 10.
Top 10 in that order. So Nigeria is still 24th in the world and 3rd in Africa. But they played Senegal in this game. But the news is, what really strikes me, in fact, in all of the world, Senegal is the most improved team.
Yes.
They've moved up 11 spots.
Yeah.
And in this one, they beat Nigeria. And you begin to think maybe it's not a fluke. And look at the development.
Yes.
1 year ago to this time, what has happened to the Senegalese and what's happening to Nigeria?
And they had one of the most impressive teams, you know, in the championship, you know, according to the FIBA ratings, because they had a player at least in the top 5 of every category, in points scored, rebounds, you know, assists and blocks, and you know, all the other categories you could think of. So Angola, Senegal have really done themselves very well there. Nigeria, we didn't participate in any competition, and those competitions have the way they tell in the rankings, because they are all points that you accrue.
In the plus or minus rankings, it was -6 for Nigeria?
Yes, we fell to 6 places, you know, 2 and 24th. I remember we were 17th, you know, prior after the Olympic Games, even going into the Afro basket, you know. But
teams we rub shoulders with are in the top 10. I remember we played Lithuania. I mean, we weren't disgraced. And we have teams like that in the top 10.
Yes, let's also forget that Egypt, you know, despite a woeful performance in the world, they also moved up 5 places. You know, they are ranked 41 in the world, and they are 6th in Africa. So it's an impressive one, you know, in that stead. So we look at Africa and we say maybe not too much good news for us, you know, because we didn't participate in any competition and we've not played. But Senegal, you know, kudos must go to them. They've really improved and they've really shown the world that basketball, you know, can actually survive. And I guess that's one of, you know, the spotlights for basketball in Africa this year. Senegal doing well, you know, at the World Cup.
Okay, let's look at the top 10. I mean, it's no news. No African team made it that far. But it's interesting because some of the teams, while we were trying to qualify for the Olympics, some of the teams we beat, some of the teams we rubbed shoulders with at the Olympics are in that top 10. And of course, number 1, United States and Spain, top 2. No arguments about that. Argentina, Lithuania, in fourth
Yeah,
place.
the top four unchanged. The
Yeah.
top four is still the top four. But the highest jumper there was France, who moved 3 places. And they are going to be in the top 5, for the first time,
Yeah.
in their history. Maybe because, yes, this is the first medal too they'll be winning in the world stage. They got bronze. They won the third place match against Lithuania, which was a replay of the final, off and the Eurobasket.
And the Serbians too, 7th position, moved up 4 spots.
Yes, yeah. And the Serbians too, for sure, of course, the show, of getting to the finals. Nobody expected Serbia, to go all the way. I, for one, tipped France. I was even overexcited about how well they did when I pushed and said France actually beat Spain in the group stage, which wasn't.
All right, our parting shot, Spain's coach, a fallout of the World Cup. Spain's coach,
Joan Orenga, yes, he is calling quits with the team. He said.
Did he come as a surprise?
Yeah, well, he did, because he's someone who has been in the team for a long time, since 2012, but he has been part of the system because he played all age grades. He said he doesn't know what went wrong, why his team lost. He has watched the tape 3 times and has not seen his mistake yet. But since he lost, he believes he made a mistake.
So he's saying,
yeah, he wants the team to progress and he doesn't want to stall, the Spanish basketball federation from doing the right things for the team.
All right, well, that's all we can take on the show tonight. Thank you, Femi, for your time on the show. And hopefully next week when we come back, we have more time on our hands to give you what is happening in the world of basketball. Well, that's it for the night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye for now.